Friday Night Football coming your way from the Singapore Premier League, and we are here at Jurong Stadium to bring you this clash between Albirex Niigata Singapore and Tanjong Pagar United. It's match week 17 of the 2024-25 Singapore Premier League season. This is the first of 4 games on the schedule. One match tomorrow with the Young Lions taking on Hougang United at Jalan Besar. Then on Sunday, the Lion City Sailors back in domestic action against Balestier Khalsa, while BG Tampines Rovers travel to take on DPMM in Brunei. It's 8th against 9th tonight, with Albirex Niigata currently 5 points clear of Tanjong Pagar United at the foot of the table. An opportunity this evening, though, for Albirex to move up to 5th with a win. Maximum points for Tanjong Pagar, meanwhile. We'll see them close the gap on the sides ahead of them while staying in 9th. And a very good Friday evening to you. Rich Roshan Rai here with a very familiar face on our broadcast, former player and coach in the league, Shasi Kumar. Shasi, it's 8th against 9th, but as we saw on the table there, a real opportunity for these sides to just change up their fortunes a little bit.
Exactly, and I think Albirex, you saw the table there, it's so bunched up in that middle zone. You know, a win here takes them to 5th position, which is good at the moment. As for Tanjong Pagar, lots need to be done, really. You know, if you look at the table, so far away, even at this stage, they need to a change in fortune from somewhere, really.
We'll get to that and what Tanjong Pagar need to do, but we had big news coming out from the Albirex Niigata Singapore camp recently with the signing of Singapore international Raihan Stewart. Shasi, a big name coming in. What do you make of this signing?
Well, it came as a surprise for all of us, actually. You know, it came out of the blue. Albirex, I think, came out and said that they only had like 1 week to secure the deal or something like that. So it's great news for Albirex and Albirex fans. And I think personally, he will do good for Albirex. You know, I think it's a good acquisition. Obviously, we know what he's all about. He's full of energy. He will run the channels for you either on the right-hand side of the pitch or even on the left-hand side. And, you know, I think he will do good. And the fact that he's already slotted into the first team today speaks volumes about what he can do for Albirex.
What do you make of this move for him from his perspective? You know, he went away to Thailand. He played in Thai League 2 with Chiang Mai. He was a regular there. But when he made that step up to BG Pathum United, didn't get too many minutes in the league anyway. About 711 minutes he played for them. Now he's come back to Albirex Niigata Singapore. From his perspective, how does this move sort of work out for him?
I think as a player, individually for him, Raihan, that is, it was a step up, right? Even to Chiang Mai Division 2, it was a step up. And then he took a bigger leap to BG. So that's great for him, and that was great. And obviously things probably hasn't worked out for him. So he's dropped back into the SPL, playing for Albirex. But I think, you know, sometimes as a player, you need to take a step back before you can look ahead and probably make that bigger leap maybe in sometime in the future. But for Albirex, it's a coup, maybe, you know. And looking at the other clubs in the SPL as well, you know, I think there are certain clubs who might go for a right back, right wing back, you know, so to speak, and he will provide that for them.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any doubt that he's going to be able to bring quite a bit of quality to this side, and hopefully he'll be able to help them try and find that consistency, because when you actually take a look at their form over the last 5 matches in the SPL, it's been a little bit of a mixed bag for this Albirex Niigata side. They've got 2 wins in there, 1 draw, and 2 defeats. The latest one was against Geylang International in a 5-1 hammering on the 15th of September.
Yeah, and obviously they haven't started the season very well. But you know, when Shigetomi came in, you think of maybe they have steadied the ship, so to speak, and then, you know, turned the corner. But then it's been up and down, hasn't it? And if you look at those results that they won as well, they beat Alsace, and that was a great result. And this one here last week, and I did this game, did the comms, and I thought they were very poor. You know, they weren't at the races, they didn't turn up. and made a couple of mistakes there so early on in the game with Said Firdaus with the back pass there, and Mikuni as well was very poor defensively. But they weren't at the races. They were, Shigetomi before the game said that he wanted his side to be a little bit brave going forwards. They weren't. They didn't show it. Yeah. They sat very deep and then waited till very late to actually come out. But by then, game was already won by Geylang.
Well, we've seen that from Albirex Niigata. You mentioned Shigetomi saying he wants to see a little bit more out of his side in an attacking sense, but we've also seen Albirex sit deep in a few matches, and that has helped them get a few results. I wonder if it's a case of, perhaps with Shigetomi just trying to find that balance within the side, because they were excellent against the Lion City Sailors one day in that win.
Exactly. Against LCS, against a side like that, you probably needed to, sit back a little bit deeper, obviously with the quality that LCS had. But then, went on to win this game, and this was the game that we were talking about. But yeah, against Geylang though, I don't know. They didn't really turn up for that match. Individually, they weren't at the races. Said Firdaus was probably the only player that I had to pick out for Albirex who did very well for them. And this was the game where after LCS scored this equalizing goal, you thought, okay, here we go again. But then they got this penalty, and from then on, they never looked like they were going to lose this game. And obviously, LCS had their problems as well with the performance and the results not going their way. But they came back into this game, did very well, secured the win, and then we thought, okay, another corner turn, right? And then that performance last week against Geylang, simply not good enough.
Yeah, well, what is it about this performance against the Lion City Sailors? Why is it so difficult from a coaching perspective, Shasi? You tell me, you've been there, where you see your side play a brilliant style of football one week, and then the next, it just doesn't look like the same team.
That is why they're there, where they are, right? Second last in the table, and if you ask Tanjong Pagar as well, they tell you the same thing. You can't seem to get that consistency in terms of performances first. First you got to get that performance going, and then the results will come naturally. But for them, these sides, I don't know what it is. It's confidence maybe, going from game to game. You got to drum it into them every single game. It becomes really tiresome for the coach as well, But they got to keep on going at it. And just looking at Albirex, they've got the quality, haven't they, in terms of players. Yeah. But some players, they really haven't been at the races. Daniel is one of them. I think I've been very critical of his performances lately and hasn't done the business for them.
Yeah, I think he's one of those players that you expect a lot of, just based off of what he's done in the Singapore Premier League in his career so far.
Yeah. Very frustrating. I think 2 games back, I commented, about his final delivery, and he has been like that the whole season, inconsistent.
Well, you mentioned that word inconsistent, and I think that's the thing. We're kind of asking the question, which Albirex Niigata side are we going to see here this evening? Talk us through this starting 11. They are missing some important players.
Yeah, Said Firdaus is out. I thought he was their best player last week. So a couple of changes here. Yoshimura will go to left back, and that number 16 is Ryan Stewart. He plays at right back. Kawachi and Mikuni obviously at centre back. Ho Wai Loon, I think, will be in that defensive midfield position with Takahagi just in front of him, and then Otake and Haziq taking that diamond kind of formation in the middle of midfield. But Hoshino comes into the side today. He was left out last week. He comes in, he plays up top with Nakano, who has been probably their best player this season.
Is he going to be one of the key players for this side, Nakano, then? With his 10 goals already, he's had a great impact, hasn't he, with what he brings to this forward line, and provides them with so much more mobility than someone like Hoshino.
Exactly. I think that's a good partnership. You spoke about mobility together with Hoshino, not the most mobile of strikers. He's the big man, short man, or whatever you want to call it, right? He can go on to the flick-on from Hoshino, but I think that's a very good combination. But how they go about doing this, you seldom see just teams in the SPL playing with just 2 forwards, and then you leave a little bit of a gap in the middle of midfield. We'll see how it goes against the Tanjong Pagar side, who are struggling.
Yeah, he's certainly trying to change things up and get a result here against Tanjong Pagar. You get the sense that Shigetomi is just trying to sort of figure out what works best with his Albirex Niigata side. Let's look at Tanjong Pagar United now, and they are on a terrible run of form, Shasi. 7 matches without a win, 6 defeats, 1 draw in that time. Now, the interesting thing about them is they made a coaching change after their 1-1 draw away to DPMM. They brought in Hairizan Jufri. Did you notice anything different in his first match against the Lion City Sailors?
Maybe in terms of personnel or positional changes. I thought Akram played in the middle of midfield last week, which isn't really his favourite position, or his best position, at least to me. He plays better out wide. So I thought that was one change that he made. So apart from that, funnily enough, in that game against LCS, the first 10 minutes or so, they looked okay. You know, the free kick from Paunovic hit the bar and things like that. They looked okay. As soon as they conceded that first goal, I think hits went down and everything went awry from there. So they've got to really keep their heads up even when they go 1-0 down, because they are always going to concede goals. You know, and those 5 games, we talked about the last 5 games, they only scored 3 goals.
Now we've heard rumors in a sense that there might be a little bit of upheaval there, and perhaps that change in coach coming in. Harizan has got a different style as opposed to what they were playing with under Hasrin Jailani. How do you sort of see that change of coach impacting Tanjong Pagar United? Is it down to the players to snap out of it and have to get used to him, or does Harizan have to try and find that balance between his style and what the players want?
No, I'll be very honest. If there are some players who are unhappy, I don't know what they're unhappy about, because it hasn't been going well anyway. So probably a change is needed, but it's always going to be difficult for any coach or manager to come into this particular side, because we talk about lack of quality. No disrespect to the team, it is what it is. They're sitting last because of the performances so far. Quality isn't there, and I have to say this as well, the quality of foreigners hasn't been of the standard that is required to do a job here in the SPL even. Talipov has been in and out, hasn't been featuring. Paunovic again, up and down. Cisse, coming into a little bit of form, scoring goals, and then he's out. We don't know exactly what's happening there. Probably the best foreigner, I have to say, is the Nivio Mota, playing out wide on the right-hand side. So it's going to be difficult, whoever who takes this side.
Why don't you talk us through this lineup? It looks like they're setting up in a 4-5-1 here, and they are missing Salif Cisse,
exactly, and they're going with a back 4, and Akram, I think, playing out wide on the right-hand side, Faisal Roslan on the left, but it's going to play with a 5-man midfield, and Nivio, Wada, Reza Rizki, Shoda and Farid, and then Sahil Suhaimi plays up top on his own. But the interesting one is Curtis David Gray, the number 55, who plays at centre-back, the under-21 player. He plays at centre-back, his first start of the season, and what a moment or occasion for him as well.
Let's very quickly touch on Salif Cisse. He's had his injury issues. He's their top scorer this season. How much of a miss will he be to Tanjong Pagar United this evening?
I think he's going to be a miss. Physicality-wise, I think he's big, he's strong. And like I said, the past few weeks, I think he was coming into a little bit of form, scoring goals. He's got that equalizing goal against DPMM as well. And if you are up against him, I think it's always going to be a worry, because of his physicality. I think it's going to be a miss. Sahil Suhaimi obviously is not that kind of a striker, doesn't have the physical presence, obviously a much clever player, Different problems for opponents, but I think it's going to be a miss.
You spoke to Harizan recently as well, and he mentioned he's missing players, but he still wants to go out on the attack with this Tanjong Pagar United side. We'll have to wait and see how it actually goes once we have kickoff. But it's interesting what he's been saying. Expect attacking football from his side. Let's see what happens. We'll go away for a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the interviews with the head coaches of both these sides. welcome back to our build-up of this fixture between Albirex Niigata, Singapore and Tanjong Pagar United. Coming to you live from Jurong East Stadium. We're just moments away from kickoff. A big derby at Jurong East. 7 wins for Albirex. These two sides have met on 13 occasions. 4 victories for Tanjong Pagar. Haven't actually done all that too badly against this Albirex Niigata side. In fact, one of their recent wins was against Albirex in the first meeting between these two teams. It was actually Tanjong Pagar's first home victory against Albirex Niigata since their return to the SPL chassis. What will the coaches have learned from this fixture, seeing as they're facing off against each other for the first time?
It was a weird one, wasn't it? I think Albirex took the lead with quite a wonderful header there, you got to say. And then, they got players sent off for Tanjong Pagar, and then they came back into the game, poor defending again from the corner kick. And we spoke about this guy there, Salif Cisse, and that's what he can do. And obviously a problem at the back. And Albirex conceded the foul, the penalty. So, I think it's going to be quite an even game at the start. But I have to say, Albirex has to be the favourites for this game. Definitely, going into this game, they should be the team that's probably going to be more confident. Although they lost that game against Geylang last week, I think they have what it takes to win this game against Tanjong Pagar.
That match was the last time Tanjong Pagar United won in the league, and also the last time we saw Kazuaki Yoshinaga in the Singapore Premier League as he was replaced by Keiji Shigetomi. Let's hear from him, and then Hairizan Jufri.
Hi Coach, a chance for a points haul tonight. Can you give us some insight of how you managed the team after a heavy defeat like last week?
As you know, we showed a disastrous performance last week, so we had a team meeting and I told my boys that we must never make the same mistake again, and we should move forward together as a united team once more.
And we've got exciting news over the last couple of days with Raihan Stewart joining the squad. What does getting a player like him on board add to the team?
Of course, his joining our team will create competition with the squad, and I also have high hopes for his performance.
Still early days with you in charge. How have the players adapted and adjusted to your style of coaching?
In fact, they've been doing very well. Having said that, everybody is trying hard, try to impress me. Nevertheless, there's still more trainings to adapt to the changes of my so-called plan moving forward.
And your opponents are also reeling from a heavy defeat, but you can take solace that Tanjong Pagar has already beaten them twice this year. What is going to be key if you want to come out victorious again?
Yes, that was history. Of course, they should want to come back, especially losing the last game as well. So they're expecting for me, I'm expecting a different Albirex today. So looking forward for that, and hopefully it could be a 50-50 situation, but definitely we want to win today.
Yeah, interesting to hear from both those coaches. And some team news as well. We've just been told that Hassan Sani is actually going to be missing from the starting 11. He picked up an injury during the warm-up, and he will be replaced by Zainul Gulam. Shasi, how much of a difference will that make to Albirex Niigata?
Listen, if you're talking about replacing the best goalkeeper in Singapore, then I think it's going to be an uphill task, right? But yeah, he's going to be a miss, not only with his goalkeeping, its distribution, I think it's going to be missed as well, with his long kicks up top. But it is what it is. They got to do what they have to do, and that's why you have a reserve goalkeeper, and we wish Gulam all the best.
Very quickly, what sort of game are we going to expect here?
I think it's going to be very, very tight in the beginning of the game, but it's about how Tanjong Pagar and their backline hold it against Nakano and Hoshino. I think up top, I just feel that Albirex will have the upper hand.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. When we come back from this break, we will have kickoff coming up live from Jurong East Stadium. Shazad Haq will be along with Shasi Kumas. He's going to run off to the commentary position, and they will take you through this fixture. Kickoff coming up from Jurong East in the Jurong East Derby. We'll see you at halftime for more highlights and analysis.
Hello and a very good evening to you from Jurong East Stadium this Friday night. And we do have a derby. Albirex Niigata are taking on Tanjong Pagar United. This is a battle of two teams that have really been in the lower reaches of the SPL the entire season. They are in fact the bottom two sides. And they've both come into this match off the back of big thrashings. So an opportunity here now to try and put things right. They would have looked at this fixture and thought this would be their chance. There's been a fair bit of upheaval at both clubs, more recently at Tanjong Pagar, with a change in coach. There's Jufri now into his second match. What a baptism of fire he had in his first one. A 6-0 hammering at the hands of Lion City Sailors. And he's vowed to try and change things up, shake it up, and make it a more attacking Tanjong Pagar than maybe perhaps we've been used to. The irony is, of course, in maybe the last few weeks, Tanjong Pagar were trying to just open things up a little, release the shackles, but it has cost Hasrin Jailani his job. Albirex Niigata, of course, defending champions in the SPL. They will not be in the reckoning this season. And they have brought in an old coach in Shigetomi, who replaced Kazuaki Yoshinaga. He's steadied the ship, that's for sure, after a very poor start to the season. Of course, it is a different Albirex Niigata these days. They've become a localized club, as it were. Far more Singaporean players starting these days. A fine win against Lion City Sailors. One of the results of the season, you'd have to say, so far, before the international break, was marred then. And that was, by the way, made it 3 games without defeat. And then they came crashing back to earth after a heavy defeat against Geylang International in their last game just a few days ago. Muhammad Shakawi Buhari in charge of this one. J. Ashok Raj and Lim Si Seng are his assistants. Clarence Liao is our 4th official. VAR today being led by Jansen Fu. Chang Kwok Wai is his assistant. Well, they're a bit of a battered and bruised side at the moment, Tanjong Pagar. And they'll want to set things right here, especially, as you heard, Hairuzan Jufri, they're saying they want to impress me at the moment. Let's have a look at the Albirex Niigata lineup now. We have to tell you, just a few minutes ago, we got an update that Zainul Gulam has come back into the side because of an injury to Hassan Sani during the pre-match warm-up. That's a huge blow, as you may have heard in the pre-show. Also, we've got Shuhei Oshino, who returns to the side, his first start since the 10th of August. He's been dropped from the last 2 games. We were told it was for tactical reasons. Ryan Stewart has made his debut here, I think just signed for the club, coming back from Thailand. Ho Wai Lun, the captain, his first start since the 4th of August. Hazik Kamarudin, it's his first start of the season, and just his 6th appearance overall. There's Keiji Shigatomi's ringing the changes. Daniel Goh is on the bench. And we've got Cypher Daus, who's been suspended from that game that we just talked about against Geylang. There are injury issues as well for Gareth Lowe and Arya Igami. We are being told they are not too serious. So a lot of change there. A lot of change as well with Tanjong Pagar United, as Hairuzan Jufri is looking for his favoured 11. A 5-4-1, we reckon, in this one. And we can tell you that the goalkeepers have changed again. Fasha got a start under Hairuzan in the last game, but let in 6. So Pratip returns to the side, having built up a good run of matches. Talking of which, the youngster Farid Jafiri is now onto his 3rd start of the season. He's made his last 4 appearances in the last 4 matches. Sahil Suhaimi just his 6th start of the campaign. Zanevio also returns to the starting 11. He's been a regular more or less throughout the season as well. Fasha then to the bench, Azim Akbar as well, Shadat Masnawi, and perhaps surprisingly Stefan Paunovic, their foreign signing. So here with me in the commentary position is rushed over from the studio, Shashi Kumar. A lot of changes, Shashi, for this one. You and I actually did that last match, didn't we, for Albirex Niigata. They were poor, weren't they, against Geylang International?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think players didn't really turn up for the game. Daniel was poor, and I thought the best player side, Fedaus, was good. They're the only player that I thought lived up to expectations, and he's out today as well. But I think I like what I've seen with Shigetomi's first 11, you know, because I think the courage to actually make those changes. You know, so often than not, you see coaches think, okay, let's go on with another game and another game, and things don't get better. But I think he's come in, ring those changes, and I think Hoshino will be the good one here today. You know, I think he'll cause some problems for the Tanjong Pagar side, who is already reeling at the back.
Yeah, it was an interesting one, isn't it? The decision to not start their most experienced player, one of the most experienced players on the side. Talking of which, talking experience, there is no Hassan Sani here as well. Faisal Ruslan just trying to clear that. Be interesting to see these first few minutes who settles the quicker. Who's going to try and set the tone for this one. There's Faisal again. And you've got to also look, as we talk about Hassan Sani, Zainul Ghulam, he has barely featured this season. He's only had one other appearance. So, you know, just being brought to the side. Not only that, being brought to the side right now, like the last minute.
Yeah.
His last match was on the 18th of May.
Yeah, it's always difficult, isn't it, for any player, but in that position as well. You know, it's so key. The last man in defense, the goalkeeper. And I spoke about this just before the game started as well. His distribution, you know, that's very good as well.
Big
One of the
miss,
best in the league. That's going to be a miss as well.
There's Raihan Stewart's first touch of the ball for his new club. That's a coup, isn't it, for them, for Albirex?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think for Albirex, and especially today, is an example where players are suspended, players are not on form, and they need players like this to step in and do the job for you. And it's definitely a coup and a good acquisition for Albirex. That's the play we're talking about, Zainul Ghulam.
One in their midfield by Haziq, his first start of the season. Looking to impress his coach. Sahil Suhaimi, who's had fits and starts in this campaign.
We've seen this with Albirex since Shigetomi has come on, you know, defending from a deep position, and you already see giving territory to Tanjong Pagar in the middle of the park, trying to suck the Tanjong Pagar players into positions where they can counter. What a ball.
Oh, that is a great ball out towards Haziq, who acknowledges that.
He acknowledges that ball from Takahagi, but...
Do you think he should have done better?
Yeah, exactly, he needed to get to the ball. This is a brilliant ball.
Just a little nudge there on Faisal from Nakano, who really, we barely saw him. Here's Haziq, powerful run from him on the byline, cuts it back. Doesn't find one of his teammates, but it is still with Albirex. There is the man in question, Shuhei Hoshino. Sure, he'll be jumping at the bit here. Make a point or two. Ball to the box, that is to Haziq. No one there for the nod down.
It's a good climb from Haziq actually to knock it down. It's a pity that nobody was there.
No foul by Mikuni. The referee says play on. Sahil's saying, ref, you saw what happened. There'll probably be some punishment later on. No. The referee has decided to let him off the hook there. Bright start to this one.
Yeah, good open game already. And was a good ball from the left-hand side for Albirex.
Joki Yoshimura, he'd switched onto that left-hand side.
And Ho Wai Lun is playing on that left-hand side as well, just in front of Yoshimura, and he will tuck in Ho Wai Lun when they start defending.
You were speculating as to where Ho Wai Lun was going to play, right? And you thought it might be in front of the 4.
Correct, and he usually plays in that position in front of the 4. He obviously has a left footer, brings a little bit extra on that left-hand side.
Flag has stayed down there, Sahil! Oh no, it has gone up now. It was a great finish, wasn't it? Yeah, will always come up just a little bit later.
Yeah, I think this should be checked, but I tell you what, let's forget about the check.
He lashed that.
It's a brilliant finish. And that's what Sahil can do anyway. We've seen him in the past score goals like that. I've got to say, it was too easy for them to just go around Kawachi with that ball. It was a good ball in from Farid, was it? Yep. What a ball. What a ball.
I tell you what
a finish.
That is a really good ball. Now, we've got that angle to look at.
No, it's not the
best. What do you think?
No, I can't.
I mean, I know it's difficult, but...
Yeah, but anyway, it's for the VAR to check, but...
That's been given as offside.
A pity, because that would have been probably the goal of the month, at least.
Yeah, would have been a contender, surely. And I tell you what, they hadn't really offered much in that attacking third in these opening minutes. It was Albirex who started a little bit brighter, but just a little warning shot.
Of course, and obviously with a player like Sahil, they need to be careful.
Well, we've known about Tanjong Pagar and their transitions over the seasons, right? They like to get the ball up quick, don't they?
Yeah.
Up to their man up top. Here's Ryan Stewart now, further up the pitch. Back to Stewart. That was a difficult one, wasn't it? Shue Yoshino at the near post.
Well, that's good play, wasn't it, between Raihan and Haziq down this right-hand side, and this is what Raihan can do. It's a good ball, and it's a good effort, I've got to say. It's not easy. A good start already to the game.
Well, this is what they want. Attacking full-back like that of his quality. Certainly missing. You mentioned Cypher Daus there. That's a big loss. Arya Gami's another great attacking talent, isn't it, for Albirex. Got it back, Nakano in the area.
Well, Curtis Gray has got his own set of supporters up there.
Well, I was going to mention, I think I got a chance to say it earlier in the when we had the starting 11, but he only made his debut in the last match, and now he gets his first start. So it's great work from the teenager. Here they come now. Shura Nishikawa trying to surge forward. Right across the face of the goal. That's a good reaction save. Twice now from Zainul Gulam. Wow, they've just shown what they can do, Tanjong Pagar, in the last couple of minutes.
Well, I tell you what, that was a great save. The first one from Akram. Just take a look at this. As the ball comes, he was driven in. Look at this. Oh, that's a great save. And then from the rebound as well, it got down low, but it was a good chance, wasn't it, for Tanjong Pagar to take the lead. Akram finding himself in a position.
I fell to Akram twice.
Yeah.
Couldn't finish off. There's a little tug on Mikuni that's been let go.
Akram playing further forward.
Oh, he's given that a real smack across the face of the goal there, Ryan Stewart. Tough for Shue Yoshino, perhaps.
Well, that's the difference, isn't it? If you have Daniel go in those positions, more often than not, he doesn't cross the ball. You know, you do something extra, and that final ball would be missing. But this is so simple. there's space in front of you, cross it in. And that's what he did. And again, another half chance, probably the ball slightly behind him as well.
Also, when you've got Shuhei Yoshino, he wants those balls in, doesn't he?
Well, that's a yellow card offense, I'm sure. Was it Faisal, Roslan? And referee Shakawi. It's a blatant pull, I have to say. Faisal wanted a foul from here. I don't think so. And then
that's the...
yeah, it has to be a yellow card for that.
Right as well, in front of the assistant, by the way, there. Jihad Shukraj. That's the third shirt pull we've had that hasn't been punished yet in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, good position though. And Tanjong Pagar last week didn't defend properly from crosses, and they need to do better from a set-piece situation. Yeah.
Here's Stewart. Otake just trying to get that back.
Well, nicely done from Ho Wai Lun, winning a throw-in. Offers a Navio Mota.
Hoshino got a bit of space to play with, perhaps. And Faisal Roslan does enough.
He took a little bit too long there. He was definitely in front of Faisal Roslan when he received that ball. A slight slip there, and then recovered well.
It's been nice and open, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Well, nicely done from Tanjong Pagar.
Knocked out by Shoda Nishikawa. And Wada, not really much power in that one.
You speak about those chances for Tanjong Pagar. Those are shots on target, by the way. Nicely worked again. Shodai with the knockback, and Wada does well just to find a little bit of space to take a shot. Right in front of Zainul Ghulam.
Nice pace to this at the moment. Quite is great. And Nakano there matching up. There's Hazik, loses the ball. Now Nishikawa. Oh, he's given that away.
Interesting to see Albirex now. They don't mind playing it long because they've got Nakano who can run the channels. Very mobile. That's what he can do. So the direct ball sometimes is an option for Albirex.
Nakano looking to attack that, and maybe Gray doing just enough.
Yeah, the youngster Curtis Gray does well there. Stood his ground. Went inside a free kick. A good knockback, wasn't it, from Hoshino? That's the push from Nakano.
Well, they've shown a lot of faith in him, isn't it? Just his second ever SPL match. Ever made his debut in the 6-0 mauling. He was entrusted to be at the centre of defence. Here come Albirex again. Ho Wai Lun up to Nakano. Now Stewart playing in field. He takes a shot. That's a decent save there from Pratit, but he has been lively, hasn't he, Stewart?
Yeah, you can see what he was doing there. They're trying to curl it into the far corner. Probably hit it a little bit too straight at the goalkeeper, but he does well. And look at his positions, or the positions that he's taken up as well. Picking up the loose ball, going for the second ball. He didn't have that direction and accuracy.
Opened up his body, didn't he? Corner here for Albirex. Take. He's overhead that by some way, Takahagi.
Well, that is disappointing from the veteran. Takahagi should have done better there.
Well, he said he wanted to put on a bit more of an attacking display, Harizan Jufri, the new man in charge of Tanjong Pagar. What have he made the first 15 minutes or so? What do you think?
Well, sometimes what happens in the game, situations, the opponents as well, how it turns out will dictate how you play the game. You know, you might want to play an attacking game, but it also depends on how the opponents have started the game as well.
Take. Hazik. Pratip's done well. Hoshino couldn't take the shot. Here's Stewart. Offside in the end.
It's an interesting one. Don't exactly know where the offside was. I don't think Hazik was the player who was caught offside. But again, he found himself in a very good position down that right-hand side and drilled the ball in. Yeah.
There you go.
That's a very good... Or
Oh.
maybe not. It's not offside there. I gotta say, I'll be honest, it's a poor decision. You can see the difference between Hazik and Daniel. You know, the willingness to just put the ball in to an area where it's dangerous and put it in early as well.
Albirex again, looking to find an opening. That's a great ball in. Hoshino's shot saved by Pratip. They're looking for an offside here. Here's that ball in initially from Takahagi.
Well, Hoshino, doesn't matter about the offside, like the Sahil's effort, he needed to put this ball into the back of the net, because if this is a wrong decision, then it's a different story, wasn't it? But again, very, very tight call. Probably the right decision this time.
Wonder whether not being in two matchday squads also just takes a little bit out of you. It's been the matches have been far and wide as well in the last few weeks. Well, both keepers have been called into action and pulled off some pretty decent saves.
Yeah, exactly. And well, the flag goes up, and I think Zainal Ghulam played the ball from outside the penalty area.
Oh dear! Wow, that's a really basic one to make, isn't it? A mistake.
And again, we seldom see that given as well. You know, we've seen so many times. It's just like a throw-in, isn't it? Listen, he takes the left foot goes out as well.
Yeah.
And again, basic errors. It'll be a pity if you concede from a situation like this as well. It's a very, very good position for Tanjong Pagar. Wada is in there, Reza. Good options.
Whole hand was outside the box, the one that was holding the ball. Free kick here. I mean, if they score off this, again, we just talked about rusty keepers or rusty players. I mean, I don't know. It's been a long time since he's played a match. Is that excusable?
Nope. As a new goalkeeper, you should know what. And again, you know, I said this before. It's seldom given. You know, sometimes, you know, you're not being looked at.
That was pretty blatant, though.
Yeah, you know, and his left foot as well as his right hand. So he's out of the penalty area as when he released the ball.
Could have been Even worse consequences for him. All right, so here we go. This is the free kick. Here's Wada. Very central this, very close to the goal. Wada, it comes off the top of the wall there. Oh, that is a brilliant save. He has fully redeemed himself there. What an effort there from Zenevio Mota.
Well, we had the best angle on this one, didn't we? Look at this. Onto the far corner. Great save. The ball was already behind him. And he flew across, scrambled across, and got his left hand to it. Brilliant save, brilliant effort.
Gone short here, Tanjong Pagar. Mota gets the cross in. Nice little dummy from him. On the break here, Albirex Niigata. Can they do something? There's plenty of numbers. No foul. Hazik. Now Mikuni. Oh, he's done well, hasn't he? Curtis Gray is there. Now Takahagi. You've got to say, Farid Jufri is working hard.
Nice, an open game.
They are going for it, both teams. Exactly. It's so good to watch.
It's good to watch, obviously, for the neutrals. And I think there's a player down to Sahil from that challenge just moments ago. Kawaji says sorry, play goes on. And this was the challenge from behind. Yeah, I don't think it was a foul. Good decision from the referee.
Well, chances on both ends. There's been incidents. There's been plenty of free-flowing action. Both sides are really going for it. Quite often, I think, Shashi, it's fair to say, bottom of the table clashes, maybe less glamorous ties as well. We've seen some really good matches, haven't we, this season?
Yeah, I think so. And today is no different. I think they're going for it. And the motivation, especially for Albirex, you know, they get a win, they go to 5th. You know, it's so bunched up in the middle of the SPL.
There's Farid. Got to be careful. Nakano will hunt you down. He's that kind of player. He's aggressive, he's quick.
San Akmal, that not a great touch. Nakano just letting him off with a foul of his own.
Mikuni, Hoshino making that run, or looking to. He was hoping to get the ball, doesn't come to him. Here's Stewart. Hazik pulls that back. Faisal Ruslan is there.
You've got to say, the way he took the ball to his stride, a little bit lucky, I have to say. It doesn't matter, but it was that final ball from Hazik, a little bit lacking. But again, down this right-hand side, they look dangerous.
It's already Stewart starting a lot of these nice moves, isn't he? He's involved heavily. Farid has had a bit of a tough time there. Here's Hazik again. And that is put out, played by Akram.
Yeah, the youngster, Farid, having a torrid time there, the 20-year-old. Always difficult when you put a youngster, especially in those positions, and you're playing up against Haziq, who's speedy. And obviously, when you're double-teamed with Raihan Stewart down this right-hand side, it's got to be really focused and be on the ball.
Corner now for Albirex. Just past the midway point of this first half. No goals yet. Oh, he didn't get the flick on. Nakano, he knows it, looks up.
Yeah, Curtis Gray on himself, challenging the player. Well done.
Pratip getting something on there. But that evades everyone. Should be a goal kick.
Faisal Roslan put his hand up. Probably thought that he had a touch to that as well. Suspicion. It's a goal kick given. Pratip will take this.
How do you think he's feeling so far? First 25 minutes or so, Shigatomi?
That should be okay. You know, I think they've really done well in the attacking sense. Created a few chances, especially down this right-hand side. They probably need more on that left-hand side with Ho Wai-Lun and Yoshimura.
Hirazan didn't look too pleased there.
But I think
should be all right with this, what he's seen so far.
Yeah, I think the only criticism for Albirex at the moment, they haven't worked Pratip in goal yet.
Here's Haziq. Faisal Ruslan steps across. There's a lot of youngsters on that Tanjong Pagar bench as well, by the way. Stefan Paunovic, their foreign signing, has not been given a starting place today. Just 2 outfield players over the age of 23. Sorry, 1 outfield player over the age of 23, I should say. Paunovic is 22. Oh, that's given away. That looked like, again, maybe a little tug. Pratip, it's going to be a goal. Well, he can only palm that into the path of Nakano. Was there a problem? This looks urgent. Could be an injury here. Now, was there a tug before that? Pratip is not looking good here, more importantly.
No, more than anything, the tug was by Reza.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, the challenge.
Was there an offside? Shuei Yoshino. He's the one who collided with Pratip.
Yeah, he was very brave. Yeah, you go. There you go.
Ooh, yeah.
Challenge.
That's a
right
nasty one.
Pratip.
He was out cold for a second, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it as well. You know, the collision as well as when he hit the ground.
Yeah, and it was the head and neck area, of course, that they're very, very concerned about here.
But the fact that when he came down and after that, I think he shifted his head as well. Yeah. This is going to be a long stoppage, but it was a mistake from Reza there. I think he shouldn't have done it in the middle of the park. Otake brings it forward, and we spoke about wanting more on that left-hand side. Well, Ho Wai-Lun provides it with a cross in it.
This is a sickening blow. Oh.
And to be fair, you know, I think the ball was there to be won, and nothing against Hoshino as well.
Look, it's bad enough already clashing with him, but then he falls on top of you.
Yeah.
After that,
and the momentum takes him towards Pratip as well. Let's hope he is okay. In these cases, it's the spinal area, the neck
Yeah,
area.
yeah,
You know, it's so
absolutely.
important that not to move him too much.
They've got Fasha Iskander, of course, ready and waiting to come on. But for now, of course, they just want to see if Pratip is okay. He hasn't moved, Shashi, at all.
But it's also probably a protocol, you know, not to move him.
But it's you're not seeing any limbs or hands or arms, nothing at the moment. He's completely still. There you go. Okay, just a little bit of leg movement there, very slight. They have been extremely careful with him. I mean, if we see the neck brace come out, then you know it's pretty serious. Now, meanwhile, there's still the goal to consider.
Well, they're checking not on for the offside. They're checking whether it's a foul.
On-field review. Here we go. It was a good ball, wasn't it? A little corridor of uncertainty from Ho Wai Lun. And that's going to be tough to see from there. The substitution is being made, by the way. Pratip is out now.
Eyes always on the ball, Pratip.
Yeah, he's got the ball first.
And you could say that's a foul, right?
Yeah.
Because he did get to the ball and then the challenge of Hoshino going for it. But again, nothing against Hoshino. The ball was there.
Yeah, absolutely
entitled
right.
to go in for that ball. Good cross in from Ho Wai Lun in a very dangerous area. It's really the call. It's an interpretation of...
So, no goal. Of course, still major concerns about Pratip there. We've been told there has been a call for a neck brace. We were just wondering whether that might be something that's required. And a stretcher is also being called for now. So it was that collision from Shuhei Hoshino. Shashi, have you ever been in a situation where a teammate has had a horrific injury like this on the field?
No, not that I can remember really, and really we wish him all the best.
Yeah,
and,
because
recovery as well, because it's something that's unlucky, you know, you got to say.
Sure.
And then it's not something that was, you know, a blatant challenge, a bad challenge from an opponent. It is what it is, you know. And he was very brave to come out like that and to get to it first as well.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because, you know, as just had a little bit of grass there, I think, Fasha Iskander. But no, on a serious note, and of course we're very concerned about Pratip Ekamparam, but more importantly, not more importantly, but also something to consider is how does that affect teammates?
Yeah, it's
just seeing your colleague in a very, very distressing position.
Yeah, it's a very good question, and obviously he'll be affected. And to be fair, you know, I thought he was one of the Albirex players who quickly asked for assistance right away after Nakano scored. And I probably was Hoshino. I don't exactly know who it was.
They were quickly gesturing, weren't they?
Exactly, and they knew the problem right away. And I'm sure the players will, you know, have the emotions will be there, but probably have to shut that off once the game gets going. It's a difficult one, obviously.
We are in a very unusual position of having both starting goalkeepers, or both goalkeepers on our start list that we had about an hour before kickoff, now no longer on the pitch. Just to remind you that Hassan Sani was supposed to start this match for Albirex. Of course, he's the undisputed #1 here. But he got injured in the pre-match warm-up. And then now, of course, we are waiting to see what happens. Pratip will get stretchered off shortly.
But let's hope, Shahzad, that this, you know, that the fact that he's not moving, or they're trying not to move him at all, it's a precaution.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
Let's hope that's that is the...
That's the reason why, rather than anything else, yeah. Well, Fasha came in to that last match, given a start by the new man in charge there, next to him, Hairizan. And he let in 6, not saying all his fault, of course, against Land City Sailors. And then promptly got dropped. I mean, I guess it's also the transfer onto the stretcher that you've got to be very careful about.
Exactly. And obviously, there are experts on the pitch at the moment, the doctor as well. So it's important that things are done correctly.
Albirex feeling that that goal should have stood, we're being told. But listen, right now the goal is secondary by a long way, isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think Tanjong Pagar would have anything to say even if the goal stood, you know, because it's
one of those, isn't
it?
It's just gone a little quiet in the stadium at the moment. Just concern for Pratip. Fasha will not go on till Pratip's situation has been resolved. Everyone has to be very, very careful here with how they presumably have to shift him onto the stretcher and then off the pitch, and then presumably straight to hospital. Can't be easy, Shashi, for anyone.
Yeah, of course.
Right now on that pitch. Fans being very, very respectful of the situation. No impatience being shown. You know just how serious this is. And well, you've got a lot of players around there. That is a little surprising. Quite often you just you see players being told just to give some space, some air in one of these sort of situations. Well, it has been an eventful match, that's for sure, so far. Lots has happened in this one. You can just see everyone gesturing at the neck area. I think they're waiting for the brace. Let's have a look at some of the highlights so far. And this was Tanjong Pagar. They actually had the first real chance here. It was a double save, wasn't it, from the other man behind between the sticks, Zainul Gulam.
Yeah, it was a good cross that was driven in from Sail Suhaimin. Akram, the skipper, with the first effort, a great save from the goalkeeper.
There was Ryan Stewart on his debut for Albirex, trying to curl that in. It was a bit too straight, as you said, and Pratip pulling off a decent save. Tomoki Wada with a free kick after Zainul Gulam was judged to have handled right outside the area, and that was a great save from him.
Yeah, and from the rebound of the free kick, Zenivio Mota, a brilliant effort which was saved by Zainul Gulam, standing goalkeeper for Hassan Sani today.
Well, all the players there just standing over Pratip. The stretcher is just being taken to the other side for now. There you go. And I think it's obviously a lot more serious now. A gurney being used, presumably to go straight to the ambulance. That'll be a lot easier as well with the wheels. I haven't seen a neck brace yet, Chassis. I think that's what we were talking about earlier, whether that is going to be used. I think there is a gate, if I'm not mistaken, on both sides of the pitch.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they might be the best way, the quickest way to get out of the ground, because it is. Otherwise, they have to go up those stairs, and you don't want to be risking all that. Yeah, these kids must be wondering what is going on at the moment. Very, very patient here. Everyone just crowding around that goal area at the moment.
We've got Amy Reka and Gareth up in the stands. Long-term injury, really,
Yeah.
for Amy Reka. Very, very disappointing season so far.
We're still waiting to come on, of course. You cannot do that till they resolve the issue of Pratip. If you've just joined us for this SPL match between Albirex and Niigata, Tanjong Pagar United, the reason why we are not showing you any action at the moment is because there's been an injury, quite a serious looking injury to Pratip Ekamparam, the goalkeeper for Tanjong Pagar United. It looks like he's hurt his neck. There was sort of a mid-air collision. He was diving to make a save there, and he collided into, or I guess you could say, Shue Shuno ran into him. No malice in it whatsoever. It was a 50-50. But he has been injured quite severely, it looks like.
Yeah, it's been more than 10 minutes of stoppage here, really, at the Jurong East Stadium. And we just hope that Pratip will recover from this. And we hope that it's just precaution and just not moving him. Trying to follow the necessary protocols.
Well, I mean, they need to sort this out, right? They got to get him away. They got to get him to the hospital as soon as possible. He looks to be on some sort of stretcher now. Pratip's taken a long time. But of course, they cannot take any chances. They've got to be very, very careful with him. Just his second match in charge, Iris Anjufri. And he's got a lot on his plate, I think, in more ways than one. Talking tactics as well on the sidelines here as to what they want to do. It was an entertaining match. It's been a very good watch up till then, that stoppage.
Yeah, it was an open match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shazad and both sides going for it. And probably Tanjong Pagar with probably more shots on target, making the goalkeeper work.
This is it's distressing. It's distressing, I think, for many people watching. It is really, it seems to be taking a long time. well, they have to treat this with the utmost care. There's absolutely no doubt. There he is. Now they've finally lifted him. So now that he's been taken off the pitch, I actually missed that bit. I think it was 17 minutes of added time. That's how long pretty much all of this has taken. But the good news is at least they've now got him on his way now to the ambulance and hospital. So Fasha Iskandar will replace Pratip Ekamparam. There is that neck brace now, and well, we wish him all the very best, Pratip.
And a good thing there's I saw him moving his right hands there, Pratip, as he's being let out.
Well, we've got 70 minutes. Be interesting to see now how the players are going to approach this. It cannot be easy. The game will continue. Here we go. We'll touch on here. Nakano. Fasha was expecting that to come to him.
Yeah, he was ready to collect that ball. It was an easy one for him actually to collect, and Akram came in front, probably communication not there yet. Have to be really careful here. There's a good touch in. That's the ball that was played in, and well, if you're not sure, get to it first. That's what Akram did.
Okay, we've just got a quick update. Obviously, he's en route to the hospital, Pratip, but he's also conscious. Again, we really hope he is okay. Any updates we get on him, we will of course let you know. Here's Junki Yoshimura. Right across that face of the goal from Zenevia Mota. They'll clear it here. Albirex. Rezareski. Akram. Curtis Gray. Back to Fasha.
It's a good battle down that right-hand side with Haziq and Farid, two youngsters.
Back to his defender there, side Akmal. Here's Faisal Roslan. Akram looks to get the cross in. Oh, he comes in just ahead of his man there. Shoda Nishikawa, I think he'll feel he should have put that on target.
That should have been 1-0. That's a great move, wasn't it? And Akram with a wonderful ball in. Just caught everyone by surprise. Ryan Stewart just got napping a little bit there. What a ball this was. And Shoda Nishikawa should have made it 1-0 there. That was clear chance.
They've had some really good opportunities, haven't they,
Yeah.
Tanjong Pagar? Faisal clears. There's Wada, that's a great looking ball. Out across to Mota. Mota! Did he get a touch on that? Zana Gulam, no he didn't. We're going to continue here. Mikuni clears away with the header.
It's great end-to-end stuff, yeah.
It is, really is.
Tanjong Pagar do look dangerous when they come forward. That's great work from the youngster. Curtis Gray stood his ground, 1v1.
Here's Faisal. Sort of an interesting role there in front of the four. There's Sahil. Oh, no, did he just accidentally tread on Ryan Stewart there?
That was good defending, wasn't it, from Ryan Stewart. It's 2v1 finally against Ryan and Haziq. Nah, it's just not intentional from Shoda Nishikawa.
That was a great ball, wasn't it, from Wada?
And the ball there should have been probably a little bit better. Zainal got a little touch to it.
Zareski gets onto the ball. Shoda Nishikawa. Now Wada. Sahil scoops it up. Shoda Nishikawa can't get there.
There's a very clever scoop up there from Sahil Suhaimi. Here comes Tanjong Pagar again.
Mortar's going to go for goal.
Deflection just took the power of the ball.
Haziq.
There you go again, the willingness to just play a direct ball over the top. Getting the better of Farid this time, using the line and gets a free kick in a very good position. And, referee Shakawi has been really lenient today.
Yeah.
It is cards. Again, you could say it's blatant.
So we are just coming up to 10 minutes of the 17 added minutes of time because of that long protracted issue there with Pratip. Still a fair bit to go in this first half. Akram heads out right across his goal.
Yeah, he was well defended at the near post.
Cut back inside, decent ball. Nakano is always such a danger.
Yeah, great play down that left-hand side. Takagi with a good cross. Well defended from Akram, the skipper, against Nakano.
Here's Otake. Now Stewart. Cross to Mikuni. There is Kawachi. Oh, Hazik Kamarudin. Oh, Hazik steals the ball. Faisal Ruslan may have just injured himself. Play continues here with Otake. Still on the ground there, Faisal. Junki Yoshimura. I think they're going to have to put that out of play because of the injury there to Faisal Ruslan, who's down at the moment. Let's have a look here, what happened.
Yeah, I think it was the follow-through from Hazik there. He was entitled again to go for that one, Hazik.
Did he just catch the bottom of Hazik's boot there, perhaps? Jarred his knee, it may be the case. Yeah, might have just caught under the boot of Hazik. Well, they can't ill afford to lose another player here, Tanjong Pagar. Already told you that they have very few experienced players on the bench. One of them was Fasha Iskandar. He's on. Umar Akbar is the only other player that's above 23. So play is going to continue here, and we're going to have more than the 17 minutes now, obviously, maybe a couple more minutes, maybe close to 20 now. Could be the case. Now we've currently had 15 minutes. Fasha's there, quick to the mark. We'll see whether he's going to come back on, Faisal Ruslan. Oh, that was maybe just behind Shuei Yoshino. It's the kind of ball that he loves. They are going to feed him crosses like that. Now that he's back in the side, it's a decent ball, isn't it? This one, Ho Wai Lun, some nice crosses in today from that left-hand side. So Faisal Ruslan is thankfully back on the pitch. Gray should deal with that fairly comfortably. Faisal. Oh, good play here from Otake. Not sure how comfortable Faisal Ruslan is at the moment. He's not looking... He's moving very freely. There's Raihan Stewart. There's going to be a corner. Got the cross away. I think that is... Faisal Ruslan's down again. And that might be for him, you know. That might now mean Tanjong Pagar have to deal with 2 players out injured. As I mentioned earlier, he wasn't moving around particularly well. And he's limping quite badly, so is he going to continue? And if not, who is going to take his place? Well, if you're talking experience, then you might look at like an Umar. By the way, we've already had the 17 minutes of time. Probably going to have another 2 or 3 at least, you would think. They're down to 10 for the moment, waiting for word on what is going to happen next. Tanjong Pagar, can they take advantage? Albirex! Mikuni is wide with the header. Not bad effort there. Actually, you might feel quite disappointed with that. It's been kind of stop-start nature, hasn't it, this one? In the last 20 plus minutes, obviously, with what's happened. Change. Faisal's back on, but he is going to get kept on here, but there was talk of him getting substituted, but let's see what happens. Can he hold on? Can they take advantage of this, perhaps? Oh, it's against free header, and this time they get the goal. Nakano at the far post. Well, they're in some disarray at the moment, Tanjong Pagar, understandably so as well, you'd have to say. And Albirex take full advantage. And it's their key man who scores once again. Shingo Nakano. Lofted in, Hazic couldn't get there, but Nakano makes no mistake. It's Otake with the ball across. He was kind of in no man's land there, wasn't he, Fasha Iskandar? And they have the lead right to the end of this first half. Well, I say that, I'm not quite sure how much more time is going to get added on here. We've had 20 minutes already. A team that is struggling, but he's into double figures. Oh, well, that brings to an end right at the cusp of halftime. That's got to be frustrating for Hairizan Jufri, but he's also got other problems on his plate. His first choice keeper, you'd think, is out. He's also got Faisal Roslan to contend with, whether he can continue. It's been an entertaining game, but of course it's been marred by what looked to be a serious injury to Pratip Ekamparan. Fasha Iskandar has deputized. We're going to have a full highlights and analysis for you in just a short while with Rish Roshan Rai and Shashi Kumar. For now, though, here at Jurong Stadium, finally we get to halftime. It is Albirex Niigata 1, Tanjong Pagar United 0.
Welcome back to Jurong East Stadium. It's halftime here between Albirex Niigata, Singapore and Tanjong Pagar United in the Jurong East derby. Shingo Nakano with a very late goal at the end of that first half in the 21st minute of added time to give the home side, designated home side, the lead in this one. Before we get underway with our analysis and our highlights, just want to wish Pratip Ekamparam all the very best in his recovery. Hope it's nothing too serious, Shasi. But aside from that injury, it was actually a pretty interesting contest in the opening stages of that match.
It was an open game, and pretty even as well. Even after Nakano scored, you still think that both sides created chances. Tanjong Pagar had some good chances as well with a save from Zainal Gulam, but yeah, pretty even from both sides.
Yeah, let's have a look at the highlights then from the first 45 at Jurong East. We had lots of chances, opportunities galore for both these sides, in fact. And we'll start with this in the 5th minute. An effort from close range there by Akram Azman. And a good save from Zainal Gulam.
And it was a great reaction save with his right leg there from Zainal Gulam. But this was a good ball that was drilled in. And Akram, the skipper, found himself in a very good position to turn it in. But good save.
And then in the 14th minute, Raihan Stewart get his first shot on target as a Albirex Niigata player, with this effort being pushed over by Pratip.
Yeah, it picks up the ball in a situation or in a position where usually a midfielder would, but as the right back, he tucks inside, gets a good first touch off his feet, and then knew exactly what he was trying to do, going for the far post, but good save.
Well, 6 minutes after that, an opportunity here from a set piece. Wada with the free kick coming off the wall. Back out to Zenivio Mota, forcing another very good save from Zainal Gulam.
He probably saw this late as well from the rebound off the wall, but this was a very good effort from Zenivio there. Great save.
And into the 28th minute, Reza Reski losing that ball in midfield. Albirex Niigata taking the opportunity to pounce. A good cross into the area. It was taken over the line and into goal by Shingo Nakano, and eventually that was disallowed. You see Pratip in that collision, in the aftermath of that collision with Shuhei Oshino. What do you make of this goal, Shasik?
Well, it all obviously happened because of the mistake by Reza, but you can see why it was not given, the goal, but where was Oshino to go anyway, right? The ball was there to be won, and let's hope Pratip recovers.
Well, a change had to be made. Fasha Iskandar came on after a very lengthy spell of treatment for Pratip. We have a look at another opportunity here for Tanjong Pagar United. Shorai Nishikawa in the 5th minute of added time at the end of that first half, putting that over. And then in the 17th minute, Mikuni. What an opportunity this was for Albirex to open a scoring.
Yeah, again, just before that, Shorai Nishikawa should have made it 1-0 there. And Mikuni here as well, glancing it off. Got too much on the ball as well here, but the chances kept on coming for both sides.
And the goal would eventually arrive, and it will come for Albirex Niigata. Shingo Nakano again, a real threat in the box. Look at him with his arm up there, signaling exactly where he wants it, and finishing off very nicely for his 11th of the season.
This has been the problem for Tanjong Pagar all season, even in that last game against LCS. We spoke about defending from crosses, and this is not good enough. The ball going into the far corner or for the far post, and Nakano with an easy finish in the end, going past Zenivio there, but nobody in the back stick there. Farid going to sleep.
Albirex Niigata eventually getting their reward for some enterprising attacking play towards the end of that first half. Let's have a look at some of the numbers, Shasi. Why don't you talk us through the stats here from the first half?
Yeah, as we said, pretty even, in terms of possession as well. And you just take a look at the number of attempts on target. Probably Tanjong Pagar edged it. And we talked about Tanjong Pagar's chances and those highlights there, that Akram one and Zenivio's chance as well. So pretty even. I think Tanjong Pagar a little bit unlucky to go in 1-0 down, but it's that quality, isn't it? And from that defending from corners, they've been really poor all season, and that showed again tonight.
Well, this one is the first game of match week 17. Plenty of football in the Singapore Premier League still to come your way over this weekend. Shasi, we've had a situation here where it was a little bit subdued after Pratip's injury, and the tempo of the game in terms of trying to pick back up was a little bit of an issue. We'll come back to that as we have a look at the games that we have. Young Lions taking on Hougang at Jalan Besar Stadium tomorrow. That's the only match on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we've got two games. Lion City Sailors against Balestier at Bishan, and BG Tampines Rovers. The two title challengers in action on Sunday. They travel to Brunei to take on DPMM. I just want to get your thoughts very quickly on how important the role of the head coach here is at halftime in terms of trying to make sure there's a bit of a reset with their sides.
I'm sure you're talking about Hairizan here, and yeah, you know, it's so key. And you talk about losing a player in that position as well. You know, one player lost, and maybe Faisal might be going off as well. But to lose a goal right at the end of that first half, you know, morale will be already low, and then you concede a goal like that. So important that he riles his team up. It is what it is. You know, you still got a job to do for the next 45 minutes, and he's got probably make a change or two. You've got Shahadat in there as well. So, you know, lots for Tanjong Pagar to do in the second half.
I'm expecting a reaction and response from Tanjong Pagar United in this second half that will be coming up after we go away for another short break. The action from Jurong East will be coming to you live as Shasi Kumar rejoins Shazad Haq for the second half. That will be coming up.
We are back here at Jurong East Stadium, second half, about to get underway here in this SPL match between Albirex Niigata and Tanjong Pagar United. If you have just joined us, it has been full of different things have happened. First of all, the big story is not the goal. It is the injury, perhaps, to Pratip Ekamparan, who required treatment for almost 20 minutes on the pitch. It looked to be a serious neck injury. He's en route to the hospital, and hopefully he's there by now and getting looked at. A goal was then scored right at the end of the first half by Shingo Nakano, their key man. Looks like Paunovic is going to start, Stefan Paunovic. The other bit of news that we were told, But I'm just looking at the lineup here. Is that Faisal Ruslan was going to stay on? So that is. But I'm just waiting for an update on that because we were told that that substitution was going to be cancelled. But
I think he's out.
He is going to be out. Okay, so that is now done. Faisal Ruslan was originally going to get replaced by someone else. Anik.
Yeah, I think this means Farid goes to left back and Shodai Nishikawa will play out wide on the left-hand side in front of Farid. So Stefan Paunovic will play in the middle.
In the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting discussion that you and Rish Roshan Rai had during the halftime show about now Harizan has to really, I mean, it's a really tough job. It's the second match in charge of the side. You've had your goalkeeper with what looked to be quite a traumatizing injury. You've got Faisal Ruslan out. You're a goal down. It's key now what he says at the break.
It's a terrible last 20 minutes or so for Tanjong Pagar in terms of everything, right?
Yeah.
The injury, obviously, with the player out, and then conceding a very late goal like that, you know, from poor defending, which they've experienced throughout the season.
Yes.
So it's very important that Harizan, like we said, you know, goes in at half-time. Probably, firstly, he got to calm the players down.
Sure.
And then try to get them up for it again, because it's so difficult, isn't it?
That's
you know,
tough,
after what has happened emotionally, physically as well. So it's a tough one.
Well, as they say, the show must go on for now. And it is Albirex who get us going in the second half. Let's see if they can pick themselves up. So just a reminder again, the one change that we've had at the break is Stefan Paunovic on for Faisal Ruslan. Yoshino will chase that. It's going to go back to the man who's come on, Fasha. That's great. This is Akram, skipper for Tanjong Pagar.
Yeah, Otake on Sahil. Sahil coming a little bit deeper with Paunovic now, probably moving a little bit from the sole striker up top. So Sahil playing a little bit deeper now.
There's Nakano. Put out a play by Said Akmal. Will he get there, Ryan Stewart? No. Fasha grabs hold of it now, releases quickly. Zenevia Mota. It's a good ball out to Paunovic. Looks to get that towards Sahil, but it's intercepted. Kawachi.
Paunovic on the cover there. Zanimir losing the ball out on the right-hand side. He had to come across.
Here's Mikuni for Albirex. Now Jonki Yoshimura. How do we compare so far Albirex today with what we saw just a few days ago against Geylang International?
Well, it's very difficult to compare, isn't it? Especially against a side like Tanjong Pagar. But obviously, I think they've done better.
They've taken the initiative today, right?
And they've more in control of the game.
Right.
As opposed to last week when Geylang were, shoulders above them.
Yeah.
They were so good. They pressed high up the pitch.
We were saying, weren't we? It was very reactive, Albirex last week. They've kind of taken the initiative today, and
yeah.
And I think you and I were quite excited about Albirex last week in the build-up to that match against Geylang because of what we saw of how they played
against LCS.
Yeah,
true.
Here's Stewart. Now Otake. Mikuni. This is Ho Wai Lun. Now Hoshino. Busy player there. Otake. Teasing ball towards Nakano. Fasha clatters into Gray. That's not something you ever want to happen, really. Look, he's okay. That's the main issue.
This is good play from Otake again.
Oh, that. Again, it's one of those that are just a bit sickening to watch.
It's one of those, again, if you're the goalkeeper and when you're coming out as well, and if you're a defender, you think the call has to be made.
Right, correct.
Keeper's ball, and you move out of the way. And again, it's a weird one for me. Was there communication between Fasha and his defenders? And it's, again, it just comes down to a little bit of basics. And as a defender, you hear the call from your goalkeeper, you move out, move out of the way, or you just don't do anything. And you see from that action again from the replay, he was moving towards the ball, trying to get to it first. We're talking about Curtis Gray there.
Yeah. Well, he just can't believe the evening, I'm sure, that he's having at the moment. Haireza Jufri. Been a tough old start to his coaching career in the top flight of Singapore football. Well, this is good news, at least, that Gray's up and about. 18-year-old New Zealander. Once again, they find themselves down to 10 men for a little bit. Away by Mikuni. It's just been quite stop-start, hasn't it? Since the big incident with Pratip.
It's been littered with incidences like this, and I don't think I've really done a game which is
like, to this extent, right? Where
exactly.
It's not been an easy one, that's for sure. And yet, prior to that incident, we were going on about how much we were enjoying this game.
Yeah.
Here's Mikuni. Ho Wai Lun. Let's put some dangerous balls into the box, not this time. Zanevia Mota. Lively player that he is. Paunovic. Otake. He was looking to slide that through, wasn't he? Nicely done by Otake. Sorry, from Zenevia Mota.
Yeah, that's good pressing from Albirex as the ball went out wide right towards Zenevia Mota. See the Albirex players just swarming towards him. Good defending. And here comes Albirex again.
Jonki Yoshimura. Listen, from an Albirex point of view, Shasi, you've just got a job to do, right? Whatever's going on with Tanjong Pagar, you just got to be clinical and ruthless about things, and go about it. And
of course, absolutely.
Plucked out the air there by Fasha.
And so far, they've been doing a good job at that as well. I think that was a good challenge from Ryan Stewart there.
Do you feel that there might just be a feeling of distraction, of they're a bit tentative right now, Tanjong Pagar?
It could be that. And it's very casual from Fasha. Picks it up though. Well, as for Tanjong Pagar, they just got to shut it off now. It is what it is. They got to go on and get on with it. Think about the other stuff later on.
But they can't impact anything else outside the pitch right now, can they?
Yeah, of course.
Mind you, we are talking about this off the pitch ourselves, and let's see how the next 35 minutes or so goes. Right now, Albirex, you feel in the ascendancy, making things happen. Foul by Sahil. Are you okay? I think it's a check from Harrison. That's been quite a while, wasn't he? He was off.
I didn't realize he hasn't got in.
I thought he was back on the pitch, to be honest with you. That was what, 3-4 minutes that he was on the pitch, off the pitch?
There's been a lot of firsts here in this game.
Yeah.
And in that time, that 3 or 4 minutes,
I mean, that's a long time.
Albirex could have scored 2 goals.
They didn't take advantage.
It's a weird one.
Here, Albirex now. Ryan Stewart. Back to Mikuni. Otake. Oh, on the turn there, it's taking it nicely. And Stewart has it covered, and it's cleared off the line, but not at the second time of asking. And it's the man who has returned to the side today after being dropped from the last 2 matchday squads. Shuhei Hoshino gets his goal.
Well, in the end, it was an easy tap in from the rebound. But it was good play initially from Otake on the right-hand side. It gets worse for Tanjong Pagar. He receives the ball here. That's good play. Ryan Stewart as well, getting into a very good position to receive the ball. There you go. And that clearance from Akram, only as far as Hoshino, the goal poacher, makes it 2-0. It hasn't been a great start in the second half for Tanjong Pagar.
I was just about to ask you, do you think they're all over the place at the moment?
Yeah, exactly.
We just had Gray come back on. It seemed to take a long time for him to get on the pitch. I don't know whether they managed to organize themselves, but they look...
Yeah, that's the word, disorganized.
Yeah.
They've been all over the shop here in the second half, and like I said, it gets worse for them. And Albirex will just do well to manage this game and see this one out and probably get a third, because it looks like it at the moment. Don't know where Tanjong Pagar is going to get that goal from. He's got only 3 goals from the last 5 games or so, which is not good enough.
Wide here to Zenevia Mota.
Shouts for penalty here. Probably will be checked against or on Sahil Suhaimi as the ball comes in from Zenevia Mota. Curls one into the penalty area. Yeah, I don't think it was anything in that. Shorai Nishikawa as well coming in late.
What they're checking here? Let's have a look what they might be looking at.
Nah,
Wow.
soft one, it just went down.
Sahil, I think, went down.
It's a good delivery. Akram found himself in good position a couple of times already in this game. At that time, getting to the end of that corner kick, that out swinger. Puts it off target. Just got in front of his man.
I think that's their first chance of the half, isn't it? Yeah, I think you're right. All Albirex can do now is keep the pressure on, look for more goals. They've just got to capitalise on this right now, don't they? Kowailun. Otake. There's Stewart. It's a nice ball in. Wada is on hand. Now Mota does well. Wada. Sahil's going for goal. Sanagulam reacts. Mota.
Yeah, it's a good effort from Sahil. Sanagulam actually got down a little bit earlier. This was the shot. Got his timing a little bit off there, but made the save.
Here's Stewart. Stewart again. Nakano. Here's Hazic. Overhits that one.
Again, on that right-hand side. Ryan Stewart full of energy, full of running. Instrumental in the move again. The final ball from Hazic, a little bit disappointing. Good position. Going past Farid. A little bit too deep.
Well, Gray had that problem earlier, and it looks like he is going off. And the man who was actually going to replace Faisal Roslan initially is now going to come on. That's 19-year-old Riskin Anik. So 19-year-old replacing an 18-year-old.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it, for Tanjong Pagar? Strength in depth, not there at all. And forced to rely on the under-21 players. I don't think Riskin will be playing that centre-back.
I was going to say, what's going to happen there?
The only other player you see, probably Akram will play in that position. Centre-back together with Said Akmal.
It does look like it's going to be Akram.
That's the foul. Not looking at the ball at all.
Pretty blatant one. Given away. Here's Reza Reski. Now Wada. Sahil. Oh, he's done well here, Sahil. Comes off Zainul Gulam, be a corner. It's been a few better moments for Tanjong Pagar in the last few minutes.
Yeah, he puts his hands up there, Zainul, because it's a poor kick out from his mistake there. Almost ended up in a goal. Does well to make amends.
That will come back to Wada. Hit by the new man. Oh, the header! It's gone in. They've got to go back here. Akram rises above everyone else. It was the youngster who sent the ball in, Riskin. He's only been on the pitch a couple of minutes. He's got an assist to his name.
What did we say? Albirex to lose this game, actually, and Riskin with a very good ball in. So what I played him. Good first-time ball, wasn't it? And a great header from Akram. I said this, he has been getting into those goal-scoring positions, and that's beautifully taken.
Oh, wow, this game, again, surprises. Stewart, Hoshino, that's a great ball! Stabbed in by Lacalo! Right off conceding. They get their third. Oh, that is going to be such a sucker punch for Tanjong Pagar, who had thought they just got themselves back into this match.
Yeah, that's, again, poor, if you're a Tanjong Pagar fan. Through the middle, ball clipped in. And where was the marking? Got just on the blind side of Akram, the goal scorer. And I gotta say, that was brilliant from Nakano with his first touch. Took it down, an even better finish.
12 goals this season, if that one counts. We're just awaiting the final word on it. Ho Wai Lun is off. Arshad Shamim comes on. Like for like change. So the goal stands. And that whole vulnerability after just scoring has come back to haunt Tanjong Pagar. They have to do it all again. Another 2-goal deficit for them. But it actually came off the back of a very good period, a decent period anyway, relatively speaking, for Tanjong Pagar. They started to show a little bit more going forward.
Yeah, and again, you know, as soon as you score a goal, you're kind of vulnerable, get a little bit complacent, kind of switch off a little bit. But that ball in was a very good one as well, just clipped in onto the path of Nakano. And the way he took it down and the finish was just class.
Yeah, he's really a key man this year for Albirex.
12 goals this season. Brilliant. Especially in a side which is struggling. And just when Tanjong Pagar just saw that dim light at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah.
and they get sucked in again.
Here's Mota. Now Reza Reski. Akram. Sahil. Shino's done well to switch it. Hazic. Finds Stewart. Back to Hazic. Oh, he stabs it in again. It's now Hoshino's turn. 2 apiece for your forward players. You can't ask for much more than that, can you?
And what did we say about defending from crosses, about Tanjong Pagar? And again, Fasha should have done better at the near post, beaten again. You can't get beaten at the near post. And look at the positioning as well. He was in a very central position when the ball got to Hoshino.
What do you make of Syed Akmal there as well?
Yeah, I tell you what, I think Hazic Kamarudin on that right-hand side has done very well today, in place of Daniel Go.
Wow, he is certainly giving his coach something to think about. Now he's back in the side. 2 goals tonight. Both forwards on a hat-trick. 4-1.
And Harizan was talking about, you know, as soon as they conceded that first goal against LCS, they just succumbed to everything else, and it looks like it's happening again.
Yeah, that's 10 goals now in 2 games that they've conceded. It's they're going to be adrift, aren't they, at the bottom of the table by some way. This is the nearest team to them as well, remember. And actually, because it's so tight above Tanjong Pagar, this is great news for Albirex.
Yeah, they go 5th after tonight, and obviously the first game of the week. More action to come.
They can sit back now and just watch what happens for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, they can sit back but can't relax.
Yes, new man in who got an assist risking. Well, look, they're still putting up a good fight here. They're still plugging away. Well, you know that about Tanjong Pagar. It has been a tough, tough night for them on so many different levels. Here's Wada. Shota Nishikawa. It's going to go beyond Stefan Paunovic.
Yeah, the youngster trying to drill one for Paunovic and overplayed that one. He's really made a contribution to this game.
He's not afraid to play sort of these these spray his passes forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Hoshino, Nakano. It's a nice little combination, these two. Here's Arshad. Otake.
I think Shigatome will be pleased that, you know, they're winning this game without some key players in the side. Igami is not in there. Hassan Sani, even Said Firdaus is not playing. So it's good news for Albirex.
Yeah, players to come back, you're right. Talked about Daniel Go and maybe how he's just looked a little disappointing this season. And now maybe with some competition up there, sometimes it just helps, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You know that someone on your heels.
There he is, the man. We're talking about Hazic.
Yeah, he's had a decent run out today. You know, he's done well, a little bit more direct.
Yeah, enough to warrant a real thinking about starting place in the next match.
And I said this as well, you know, he's played the ball into the penalty area when there is a need to, and Daniel Go doesn't do that often enough.
Here's Hazic again. And Stewart. A loopy type of shot, that one.
Oh, Take has had a very good second half. You know, very influential. Just playing off the two strikers.
Couple of changes here for Tanjong Pagar. Sayo Suhaimi not often finish a game. Shadat Masnawi replaces him. That's going to be like for like. Also, Farid Jafiri is off. 20-year-old is replaced by another 20-year-old, Isan Hadi.
First touch for Shadat. Ball goes out of play. Throwing for Albirex. Suhaimi tried his best and nearly capped that performance with a goal so early on in that first half. Seems like a long time ago.
Gets there first there, Isan, uncompromising. Took out Hazic in the process, perhaps.
It's a great challenge, actually. The ball in, a little bit too short. Isan Hadi, who just come on, full of energy, got to the ball first. Probably just caught a little bit of Hazic's left ankle. He should be okay.
Now Mikuni. Here's Arshad.
Hey, just tried to flick that one out for Nakano. Couldn't get the direction right. A little bit too hard from Arshad Shamim.
Going to have another round of changes here for this time for Albirex. And the man we talked about just a short while ago, Daniel Go, is going to come on for a little bit. And Nakano's not going to have a chance to get his hat-trick today.
Maybe a chance for Hoshino to get one.
That led to be a bit of a pull, didn't it?
Yeah. I think it's a very good message that's been sent out by Shigetomi to, you know, players like Daniel Go.
Earn your place?
Yeah, exactly. You know, earn your place, and you know, Haziq has done well. Now you go in and try to do something.
So Daniel Go replaces Haziq Kamarudin. Shukri Bashir will come on for Shingo Nakano, who's got 2 goals tonight.
Yeah, not bad at all. 12th goal of the season for Nakano. Has been one of their standouts this season so far.
Last 10 minutes in this match. Pardovic has a go.
Yeah, just lack that quality in the attacking third here. Tanjong Pagar. Speculative effort from Paunovic. It's not going to trouble Zainal.
Here's Otake. Albirex, can they avenge their 5-1 defeat and get a similar scoreline tonight? Arshad. Here's Akram.
Yeah, just frustration there. Tanjong Pagar, Janimi Mota conceding the foul. Takagi will take this.
Fasha does enough. Well, he's hurt himself there.
Yeah, it's a very good delivery. Played into a very good area. Dangerous one. Fasha got to the ball first.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Didn't look too bad.
I think it was his landing more than anything else. He didn't catch anybody. There was no contact on any player because he came out, good hand to it. I think it's his landing on his right leg there.
Well, anything happens here to Fasha, we're going to have an outfield player having to do something, put on the goalkeeper's jersey. Wow, it's been a tough couple of games for Hairizan. You really got a feel for him coming into this. 10 goals conceded, Chassis. He's got a lot of work to do, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I said this before the game as well, and anyone coming into this side and the club as well is gonna have problems, especially if you look at the quality and the strength in depth, or the lack of, rather, and who's gonna have an uphill task, especially working with the same group of players. Side that is really struggling.
Look, 4 of the last 5 matches, Albirex have avoided defeat. My goodness, it's really getting to him. So Fasha's okay. I mean, now you've got to kind of be the lead cheerleader, don't you, Hairizan, after this? How do you pick up your troops after 2 heavy defeats?
It's a baptism of fire, isn't it, for Hairizan? If I'm not wrong, his first professional job as well, as in taking a senior side.
Yeah, I wonder if the referee is just going to think, well, let's put them out of their misery and finish this off. Not too much more time added on, we'll see. Well, they are a bit exposed here. Oh, had to be a better ball from Shuei Oshino.
Yeah, it's a disappointing ball, wasn't it, in the end? Thought there was a chance for a counter.
Reza can't control it. Well, we're being told there's still going to be 4 minutes of added time, which is probably still a little bit less than what we might have expected, given the stoppages we've had for 2 of them, Fasha and Gray. Oh, he's just come racing out there. The flag has gone up for offside. Here's the Nevia Mota. Can they maybe perhaps look at a consolation goal? 2 minutes to go, plus that at a time. Wada. Offside again. So a couple more changes then. Ryan Stewart, what a memorable, pretty good debut for him. Kenji Austin replaces him. Chuki Yoshimura is also out.
So double substitutions, number 16, Ryan Stewart is replaced by number 54.
And it means Idraki Adnan, the lesser spotted Idraki Adnan comes on. Wow, that is quite something. A player really got people excited a few seasons ago, Idraki. And he had a serious injury a couple of years ago now. And his first time he has played this season. Idraki Adnan, good to see him back on the pitch. He had just 2 substitute appearances last year. And that was more than a year ago. His last appearance on the 25th of June. Hong Kong United were playing Lion City Sailors that day. He played a grand total of 20 minutes last year. He played only 5 minutes the season before that. So this has been a tough old time for Idraki. And he was really someone who got people very, very excited with sort of the dribbling, the skills that he has. So yeah, as I said, good to have him back on the pitch. Let's hope he can really now put a run of games together after this. That is cut out by Arshad. Future could look quite bright here for Albirex. They get their best 11 out on the pitch more often. They've got a bit of depth as well, perhaps, and certainly Shigatomi has steadied that ship. And as I said, it's only 1 loss in their last 5 now. 3 wins and a draw in those last 5. They are actually, when you look at the results, one of the informed teams in the SPL, if you base on the last 5. Here's Arshad, who's now gone into left back. About a minute and a half left to go, and do stay on if you can. After this match, we have got highlights and analysis with Rish Roshan Rai and Shashi Kumar. Daniel goes, just far too much of a heavy touch on it. Wada. Shadat. This is Kawachi. Well, they have a game 8 days from now, Albirex Niigata against Balisa Khalsa. Then it's quite a big break till the 19th of October. There is an international break in between. where they play BG Tampines Rovers. That'll be interesting to see. They have taken the 3 points in some style in the end, Albirex Niigata. It has been a rather odd game, a frustrating one certainly for Tanjong Pagar United. One, of course, with concern tinged with it, with the injury to their goalkeeper, Pratip. And they never really recovered after that, did they? It looked a pretty disheveled unit. It was an even game until then. Keiji Shigatomi will be delighted his team have stayed focused, done the job fairly ruthlessly. A brief comeback was on the cards, perhaps, when they pulled a goal back through Akram, their captain, Tanjong Pagar, to make it 2-1. That was after their forwards, Shingo Nakano and Shuhei Hoshino, had scored a couple. And then those two added another 2. And it ends here at Jurong Stadium. Albirex Niigata 4, Tanjong Pagar United 1. We'll head back to the studio now with Rish Roshan Rai and Shashi Kumar.
Full time at the Jurong Stadium in the derby. Albirex Niigata back to winning ways. An impressive 4-1 victory over Tanjong Pagar United. It is now 8 matches without a win in the SPL for Tanjong Pagar. Shasi's back with me in the studio. Shasi, pretty interesting second half there. I thought we were going to get a little bit more of a contest after Tanjong Pagar got a goal back, but it didn't turn out to be the case.
I think Albirex started the second half very well. You know, I think they went with the right attitude, positive attitude, and when they got that second goal, you thought it was all over. And then when Tanjong Pagar scored, you think, yeah, you know, hold on a little bit. You know, I think they have a chance here. But, you know, I thought in the end, second half, it was all about Albirex, and they managed the game very well.
Well, let's have a look at the highlights from this match, because there was a lot to actually get to. Plenty of goal-mouth action. And we'll begin with this one right at the end of the first half, in fact, into the 21st minute of added time. Shingo Nakano, at that point, getting his 11th of the season with a nice headed finish at the far post.
Yeah, exactly, but it was all about the wing play down that left-hand side. Take a look at this beautiful move, and that cross in the end finally met by Nakano, the top goal scorer, scoring his 11th at this point.
Yeah, some good work. He's really got good movement, Shingo Nakano, doesn't he? He seems to be able to just drift away from defenders and kept his composure with a really tidy finish there to give Albirex Niigata the lead going into the break. It was in the second half where we see a lot more action and a lot more goals. This one coming in the 59th, Shuhei Hoshino making it 2-0 here, Shasi, after a little bit of a scramble in the area. He was on hand to pounce. That's a real poacher's finish, isn't it?
Exactly, and it was a good move all around. Otake was instrumental. Even Raihan Stewart got into the act here as he receives the ball in this inside channel, and then that shot was cleared off the line by Akram, only as far as Hoshino, who was in hand to just tap the ball in.
Well, that one, his 4th goal of the season. Again, a lot of ball watching in that Tanjong Pagar United back line as they went down 2-0. Looked to be a real uphill climb for them here, but they were able to pull a goal back shortly after, just a minute after that effort from Hoshino, or rather 6 minutes after that effort from Hoshino. A fine finish from Akram Azman with that header. He rose well to meet that, and the direction on it was excellent.
Well, I quite like this goal, and the substitute instrumental. Good first-time ball in, and Akram with a fine header, absolutely brilliant header into the back of the net. Zainal had no chance at all.
A cross coming in from Riskin, but any hopes of a comeback were quashed just a minute after. Shingo Nakano making it 3-1 here with this effort, his 12th of the season. What a signing he's been.
Absolutely brilliant goal, but look at this ball in that was clipped in from Hoshino, and his first touch was just class, and his finish was even better, wasn't it? That first touch took it away from the defender. No chance at all for Fasha in goal.
And again, it's that movement that really causes issues for defenders on that blind side. Lovely work from Nakano with that quick finish as well. And then another one coming up for Albirex Niigata here in the 72nd minute. Hoshino getting his 5th of the season with that finish.
Yeah, a mention for Haziq as well. You know, I think he had a very good game down that right-hand side in place of Daniel. He crosses this one in for Hoshino, got in front of Syed Akmal, and just ball going past the far side at the near post.
Has been given the Man of the Match award, Shuhei Hoshino, for his efforts this evening. Shasa, you agree with that?
Absolutely, and I think he was good with his assist as well for Nakano, so totally deserved it.
Well, look at those numbers there. 22 attempts in total, Shasi. Pretty even contest in terms of what we're seeing here. But do you think it was that close?
In the second half, no. You know, I think in that first half it was very close and Nakano got that late goal. But in the second half, I think it was all Albirex and they had the know-how to just finish the game off and some good finishes as well.
So a good win for Albirex Niigata this evening. Let's have a look at the standings and where they placed after picking up 3 points here at Jurong East. For Tanjong Pagar United, you know, they are rooted to the bottom of the standings, even further away now on 8 points, still just on 2 wins this season, 11 defeats. For Albirex, they move up to 5th, 2 clear of Brunei DPMM, Hougang United and the Young Lions. Will all be in action over the weekend, so we can expect changes on the standings. That is a possibility. Young Lions taking on Hougang United tomorrow. The only match on Saturday, that one kicking off at 6 p.m. at Jalan Besar Stadium. Lion City Sailors in action in the SPL against Balestical, so that should be a tasty contest. Yeah. The Bishan Derby, that one happening on Sunday. BG Tampines a little bit later on, they will kick off against DPMM in Brunei also on Sunday. Well, that is all the time we have for coverage on this one, and thank you for joining us on this match. I hope you've been entertained. 5 goals we've had at Jurong East, a nice derby, fascinating game of football between these two sides. Lots more coming your way in the Singapore Premier League as we leave you with these pictures from Jurong East.